Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Thursday, March 16th, 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading. But as always, do keep in mind it is general, so just take what resonates. I'm feeling quite peaceful right now, but let's get this going. The overall message I channeled for us for Thursday, having the courage. Having the courage. Interesting. I feel right off the bat that's tying into speaking upon thoughts reflecting on past decisions, if not one in particular for you, thoughts of what you want to reach for, change, adjust, begin moving forward. And so I feel like, and even potentially throughout this day for some, and I sense that they're reminding us individually, having the courage to do what's right for you and potentially those who mean the most to you, or just who you take care of, or who lean on you at times. That is part of who you're becoming in this lifetime, okay? And it might be tied into your destiny all the meanwhile. But let's do some shuffling and pull from the Elemental Oracle deck. They're saying overall it will be quite a peaceful day, but there might be one, if not multiple, moments of disturbance when it comes to that. Don't let it get the best of you. Have the courage to say no at times. I feel like some of what you're thinking about, how you had the courage to step away from one, if not multiple, situations that may not have been perfect for you. It doesn't necessarily mean it was toxic or horrible, but it feels like at times you question, if we're being completely honest, you question whether or not you made the right choice. And Spirit saying, as things start to fall into place, as you gain potentially better opportunity, or you might have already, you made the right choice or choices. So stop questioning it, all right? Motion, air. Just because this is meant to be a peaceful day doesn't mean you're not putting in the work. It feels like it's an action-packed day, to say the very least. You could find oneself running around at times, migrating, but in a peaceful manner. I know that happens to me often when I'm, out and about getting a lot done, migrating, and it feels like I'm moving quickly, but in a peaceful manner. That's kind of the vibe. But I do feel like your connection to animals will take a highlight. Don't be surprised if Spirit chooses one, if not multiple animals randomly throughout the day for you to turn and look at, or just focus on a little bit too long, it feels like. But in reality, it's a message from Spirit. It reminds me how at times I'm drawn to look at squirrels often, and this is a message for me as a reader to watch my energy levels, to protect my energy, but to make sure I'm having fun. It usually happens when I'm in a ultra serious kind of mood. But either way, I do feel as if there's synchronicities, communication, and animals are just one form of which throughout the day. So I would keep an eye out for specific numbers you intuitively feel are an angel number or a spiritual number for you to be looking up, where Spirit's trying to get a message across or repeat a message for you individually, depending on your situation, as they're drawing me to the number 22 up here. So it doesn't have to necessarily be on the clock. I feel like that is the most common way to see an angel number or spiritual number, but it sometimes happens on price tags for me, other things like timestamp, you name it, or even on, say, like a box or something, or a card. What else do we have? Okay, water, creation. I almost said creator. So there's a focus on you being a creator, on being a developer, somebody who is quite magical. There's a feeling of support about this day. So when you're thinking about mulling over and even preparing for it to an extent, or brainstorming about having the courage to do what's right for you, recognize that there's a need to keep the hope alive moving forward, because you're backed up, all right? It feels like you're being watched over by multiple angels, spirits, however you want to label them. Okay, we don't like to be labeled, but the change card, wind, at the bottom of the deck, I also feel like music is coming into play, all right? And you needing to recognize that changes from the past and moving forward need to be leaving you with more comfort, whether that was a job change, switch up, or multiple moving forward. Could be more in regards to connections, or one in particular, an investment, right? Say a housing situation or something of the sort. They're saying, or a car. We need your comfort to be priority number one, and then the results can just follow, all right, on that priority list. But I feel like you might be gaining clarity in regards to why something came to an end, or if not multiple situations, in regards to what's going to be right for you moving forward. even if you have already been begun to be wrapped up with that situation, or it's feeling continued. Feels like for some it's a new opportunity, a new door opening, okay, or a new person. But yeah, the change is in the wind, okay? Change is in the wind. It feels like there's just thoughts of how things are developing and creating moving forward. I feel like people are noticing you as somebody who's changing, and this is a beautiful thing, but it might make some people a little bit nervous as I stutter a bit. I want to say one, if not multiple family members. It could be a friend. It could be people on watching you online, even though they know this is a good thing. This might still make them a bit nervous. It could spark thoughts of concern in regards to people in their life. Interesting. But again, they could be in your life in particular. But either way, I feel you're drawing an attention throughout this day. There's a sense of magic in the air, and there's a depth to why you're thinking about what you're thinking about throughout this day. There's a depth to why you feel so well thought out, I want to say, but then in other moments feeling quite absent-minded and just flowing with what needs to happen and just how the day unravels. Okay, let's do some shuffling and pull from the tarot deck. Bear with me. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you do space out at certain points throughout this day, but it's not gonna be a huge moment, so don't stress it. But I do feel like there's a need for a release if you look at her body language there. There's a magical release when you're listening to music. You maybe are going to feel inclined to dance at a certain point, if not multiple. This will feel good. It could be more so in regards to when you feel the need to go or just end up going for a nice stroll, a walk, or a workout. It could be more than one form, of course. Yeah, the Eight of Cups, because I feel like, again, there's thoughts of doing what's right for you from the past, present day, in the future, but at least the past and the future. And so I do feel as if naturally it's one of those days where your mind, your awareness, your focus is going to be bouncing from one point to the next, the past to the future to back to the present. But don't let it overwhelm you because it all feels purposeful. And also don't sit in certain thoughts, emotions, moments of contemplating, second guessing. Snap out of it, okay? You know oneself best at this point, and so it's up to you to be truly true with oneself, okay? Honest, a very judgment card vibe, and just say, I need to get back to the present moment. I should just realign my focus and not sit in whatever moment that was for you. The Three of Swords, thoughts of past disappointment. You could be thinking about current day disappointment, a need to heal, but I don't know if this is the day to do so. This releasing in certain ways or in one in particular might come in handy to give you a sense of healing, right? That release. But I feel like mainly the upcoming days will feel more healing. It might be a day to heal from, okay? I'm hearing perfection is unattainable, so stop reaching for it. Interesting, that's obviously not for everybody. Flopping out. There's a reminder that what's meant for you, whether this is a person, place, a situation, an opportunity, is not going to feel like you have to do a backflip in order to make it successful, to continue it, or just to, impress people or that person, or to see it come to be. There's a sense of ease, as always, when it comes to who and what's meant for you moving forward, regardless of whether you already have that situation in your life, right? It could be something new, obviously. But it feels like there are moments where you feel like moving quickly, but then it's just a Knight of Pentacles kind of Thursday, even if it's ending up quite busy for you. You might be thinking about how a change, a new opportunity is coming to be quite slowly for oneself, but it feels like something's growing quite quickly or at a steady, comfortable, likable, gratifying pace. So there's just thoughts of fast and slow progression, movement, change once again. But underneath it all, there's a feeling of stress that you are either reflecting more so upon or you just, have been prevented from, but some of which are experiencing throughout this day could be absolutely intertwined. But I feel like this, for some, is your dreams, your spirituality, disturbances to your peace, your energy being affected by others, being spoken through, gaining so many downloads, some of importance, some aren't important, and that being stressful, even if you are coping with it quite well. But they're saying float through this Float through this day with a sense of air. So the letter A might come into play of significance for somebody. The Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. So yeah, another stress factor to cope with, deal with. It's like, you know, life, the twists and turns, the ups and downs, the lefts and rights, you know. But I do feel like somebody's making you a little bit nervous at a certain point, if not multiple people. That could be a spirit, a person that you're energetically connected to or surrounded by. But I do feel like this is a day where, as you think about your money, you gain abundance, okay? What you think about in general, you will begin to gain over time, even if it's negative. So do keep one's mindset, focus, expectations, perspective quite positive. Keep the hope alive as we're drawn back to all these doves here. But it's a day where you're being reminded, when it comes to the past, when it comes to where you're at and what you're looking to change and adjust now in the present moment, and when it comes to your bright future, having the courage will always pay off, period. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Thursday, and I'll see you next time.